What's like the most uncool thing you did in a relationship by creeping on a boyfriend or someone you're dating?
Oof, that's a good
Besides looking
question.
at their most recent following, because we've done it too.
When I say like I could have done so many things so much cooler, like I always think that like
Same girl.
Oh no, I would. There's a few desperate moments that I'm like, oh god.
Ring, ring, ring. I love her little telephone down there.
I know, is that cute?
Yeah.
I love our little orange telephone. I love our orange. Like, who knew we would have been on top of the shit when orange came in?
I know.
To style. And we picked orange.
Before
let me just
orange
say,
was cool.
Right before.
Before orange was like a thing.
Yeah. So we like orange and we always have. So if you're late to the party, that's too bad.
That sucks.
That sucks. I'm sorry you're here. If we haven't met you, by the way, and you're here because of Becca Moore, hi, I'm Sid.
And I'm Soph.
And we're so excited to have you. We're from Minnesota.
That's why I said Soph. And we're from Minnesota. And we do have a little bit of the accent. So we hope it doesn't bother you when you listen.
But we tried to kind of turn those off while we were in LA because we
Yeah.
wanted to fit in.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
We thought, we're part of the LA gang. I sound more like a housewife from, I cannot do fucking accents. Okay, the episode that came out today, Violet Benson, did you listen to the beginning?
No, why?
It was a little cringe, I'm not going to lie. And, sometimes our intros are cringe. And you know what? We don't care.
Oh, no, was it a London accent or something?
Yeah.
British accent? Why did I say that?
You were like actually like killing it, like working, like trying hard, and it was good. And I come in and I'm like, hello. And you're like, oh, I'm from Wales. And I don't know. It was cringy, but it was, yeah.
We love a cringy
maybe
intro.
need to stop doing accents at the beginning of intros. But like, hey guys,
That's
we're
fine.
actually not, we don't have that big of an accent.
No, it's not that thick. But Becca.
But we're thick.
We thick. Duh. Hello. Becca was on the
Becca's
pod.
thick.
She's thick. She's
In, like, a
queen.
good way.
We love her. She was so honest. Like, I just love people who are like, yeah, this is my life and I'm going to tell you how it is and I'm going to tell you the real shit and I'm going to like not leave anything out.
Yeah.
Becca is real and legit. She's famous for
Fucking hilarious.
She's hilarious. She tells stories in the most comedic way if you've seen her TikTok.
It's such like, is it like dry humor, would you say?
Yeah.
Where there's like no facial expressions and it's kind of monotone and you're like, wait, is she kidding or is she serious? Like she could be like, you're a fucking dick. And you're like,
I
wait,
can't tell if you're being serious
yeah,
or not. And
yeah.
I love it. And then you laugh.
and I kind of felt like that during the episode too. I was like, wait, is she joking or is she not? I'm like, that's so funny, Becca. I was like, Becca, you're so cool.
She is so cool though.
She is
Becca got basically part of her fame from TikTok after she moved to LA. So she's always been pursuing it when she moved out here was her situation with Raul, her Uber driver. Yes. And Coachella, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And she tells the
She
story
tells the
because
whole
I wanted
story.
her to tell the whole thing. And I've just been watching their relationship flourish on TikTok. And it's just so, I don't know. It's the cutest thing ever. She's real. She talks about like.
That sounds like a love interest, but it wasn't. It was
No,
like a
it's not.
very kind thing of her to do. And you'll hear the story later. But
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. The way she explains LA and just the way she tells stories and how she's using her platform now to create content. I believe she is also maybe thinking about starting some sort of podcast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she talked about that.
So yeah, it's exciting to stay up to date with her and her content for sure. But
You're going to like this one.
Yeah.
This one's fun. This is a storytelling one. This is real. It's Becca's life. She's our age. So it's pretty fun to like be there and hear about the LA life. So
yeah. She was nice. I loved
Yeah.
her. All right, you guys, let's bring her on. Becca
enjoy.
Moore.
Enjoy. We got Becca Moore here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
We're so excited to have you as well.
Our Midwest girly.
Oh my
Another
God,
Midwest
yeah.
girly.
Are you guys from the Midwest too?
Yeah, Minnesota.
Oh my Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
Okay, everyone says Ohio's the worst state, but like I think Minnesota.
Oh, girl.
Wait, I'm sorry. No, I
Shade.
didn't.
Shade.
Kidding.
She's like, wait.
I think that like growing up, we'd be like, well, we live in Ohio, but at least we don't live in Minnesota.
Wait, you guys said that?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Just kidding.
I'm like, okay.
No, but
we got tea.
we feel. Are you in LA right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full
so
time.
we're
Live here.
honestly just here for the week. Like
Oh my God. Okay.
this
Oh,
is
so you
probably
live in Minnesota.
we currently live.
Oh my God. I did not mean to come on here and immediately. Like,
No,
I'm so
honestly, everyone listening is probably like, feel that. It's literally fucking cold.
I heard it's
we
really
understand.
pretty there though.
It's
You know what?
gorgeous.
Nothing beats a Minneapolis summer. Like all the like boat life in the summer.
yeah,
It
we
is
don't have
nice.
boats. Like
Yeah, no, we're chilling. We're chilling on the lake, honey. We're going
Ohio's
surfing.
terrible.
Wait,
Okay, yeah,
really?
no, we don't have that.
When did you come to LA again?
Like in October, I think. But I lived in Nashville
yeah.
last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Did you
Loved
like Nashville?
it. I loved it, but like I really couldn't relate to. Everyone's there for the music industry, and I was just there because I worked for Total Frat Move at the time, which is like a knockoff of Barstool.
Oh my God, that's right.
You can't sing?
No, I can't sing. I was just kind of chilling because I quit my podcast like 3 months after I moved to Nashville, and then I had like my entire lease to live out. So I was just kind of like going out every weekend. It was actually really fun.
So you quit your podcast, but now you're thinking of starting another one? Is that
Yeah,
true?
a solo pod, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Do
but
you
I
have
don't know
any
what to
name?
call
I
it.
didn't say name ideas. If anyone has any, send them her way.
Well, there are two. I think it's either going to be like For the Girls or...
Oh, cute.
Someone said more Becca instead of Becca more.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to interview people every week. I think.
Love it.
Love that. You'd be
and
good
talk
at
about
that.
my and like do story times, like longer ones.
Absolutely.
Your TikTok is the most entertaining TikTok to look at. Like the
Hours.
story times, I'm like, oh my God, I get sucked in every time.
I'm so sorry.
serious.
You
No,
guys have to
don't
watch
be
it.
sorry. So I vaguely know a story and I was like, I'm not even going to read into it because I want to know how you like kind of claim to fame is. Like, how did you find that fame? There's an Uber story, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I was doing TikTok full time before that though.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But yeah, that did definitely like that was a more mainstream moment that I had. That
Just in case our listeners don't know the Uber story at
tell
Coachella,
it.
I hope you guys do. If you don't, let's just do a quick recap because honestly, that's like the first thing I learned about you. And I was just like, oh my gosh, not only is this girl cool and hot, but I literally she's nice. I want to hear it.
Okay, well, basically, I was at Coachella last year and I got robbed. And like this guy was like hitting on me, and then he like took my phone, my keys, and my credit card out of my purse. I mean, I was walking around with it
Asshole.
open though, like,
But
like,
also, come on.
and he took it because I asked him if he was like he said he was an actor, and I asked what I had seen him in, and he was like, "You're not supposed to ask that." So then I turned to my friend and I was like, this guy is so douchey. Like, did you hear what he just said? And I was like making fun of him. And then I think he was like, I'm going to take this girl's stuff so that she has to talk to me in the morning. That's what he said to someone that was standing near, or someone heard. I don't really know. It was through the grapevine. And then he took my stuff. Then I was stranded at Coachella. And then my hotel called me. So my manager drove me back to her hotel room because I didn't know where my hotel was anymore because I didn't have my phone. So I slept in my manager's hotel room, and then in the morning she had a flight to Canada. So I was alone in her hotel room at like 7 a.m. So I go downstairs she wrote down directions to the nearest Sprint store to go get a new phone. So I go downstairs and I'm like in tears. All I had was a piece of paper. And I was like, please have a cab?
Like a map quest.
Yeah. I was like, you can call my mom and like we can get her credit card to get me a cab or like or an Uber. And so she was like, oh my God, like, no, I'll just get you an Uber. She got me an Uber, and then he literally like saved my entire life. He was like, I'm not just driving you to a phone store for you to get a phone. Like, you have to file a police report. You got robbed. And I was like, so he drove me to the police station, and then he bought me like food. And we waited for like the police to like figure out how to get my phone back. So I was with him from like 9 a.m. to like 6 p.m. that day, and he did it all for free. And then at the end of the day, he told me that like, he was like, when's your birthday? And I was like, June 16th. And he was like, that's when my daughter got diagnosed with cancer. And I was like, you have a daughter with cancer? Are you
Oh my
kidding me?
God.
So then I was like, I swear to, and I was like, I haven't told you this yet, but I swear to God, I have TikTok followers. Like, I can make a TikTok about this. And he was like, okay, yeah, for sure. Like, he didn't know what TikTok was. Like, and so the next day, yeah, I like told the story, and then I didn't know how to make a fundraiser. I've never done. I'm not like a philanthropic girl. Like, I don't know how to. I wasn't before. I don't know how to do that. So then I made a GoFundMe, and it went crazy. We raised like $250,000.
Oh my God, for him and his daughter.
family. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw the video like partially and I was like, wait a minute, I want to wait for the story. Like, I'm like not even
Yeah.
gonna look at that one. I'm gonna keep
You've
scrolling.
probably told it so many times, but
I like it though.
I was like, it's
I like
such
get
a good
into
story.
it. I like remember everything that happened when I'm telling it.
So you started making TikTok before that actually happened,
like
to
a
you.
year before.
So
I did.
why did you start? When did you start?
Because I've told this story a couple times too. I don't know if people know this, but I was living in Ohio and I was about to start in COVID, and I was about to start my 9 to 5. I was going to be a recruiter for like a textbook company. I don't know. And I knew I wasn't supposed to be a recruiter. Like, I just knew.
You're like,
it.
I got more.
But it was COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I had to take the job. So I took the job, and then a week before I was supposed to start and like go into the office, and I was already dreading it, they called me and they're like, hey, we just want to let you know I found your Instagram account and you have to take it. Because I was posting like bikini pictures and like hot
Because
pictures.
Why not?
Yeah. I know. I
Like,
like
wait a
it.
minute, what?
They told me that I had to take down my.
Who called you? Some man?
No, it was actually a girl. It was like a lady.
They
A
Nice
probably
play.
old
lady.
Yeah,
Good
nice
play.
I know, on them to get a girl to call
Sure.
me. And they're like, you have to take down your Instagram and change your name. Or no, they gave me 2 options: take down my Instagram and delete it, or change my name on it to Rebecca, take off my last name, and take down all the bikini pictures and make it private. So I was like,
What the
my name's not even Rebecca. Like, I don't even go by Rebecca. I mean, it is, but I don't go by, like, and I was talking to my parents and they're like, well, you have to take it down. Obviously, like, it's your job. And I was like, and I only had 3,000 Instagram. I was not like an influencer. I just was like only college people followed me. Like, no one followed me. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to like, oh yeah, I went on LinkedIn. I'm not telling this story very well.
That's okay. I don't care. I'm following.
I went on LinkedIn and I looked up the guys that were about to start the same position as me. And they had bathing suit pictures.
Oh, interesting.
And they didn't know how to take theirs down.
Okay.
So that's when I was like, that's it. Like, I am doing a social justice moment and I'm not taking the job. And then I had to start bartending. So which I was terrible at. So I started bartending and I had a lot of free time. So I downloaded TikTok because I thought it was all dancing before. I was really anti-TikTok. I was like,
that's what I thought
we were
too.
I thought it was all like Addison Rae.
Yeah.
Same.
And
I'm like, I
Hype
can't
House
dance
or whatever.
I can't
I was
dance.
like, and I would see interviews of them talking and I was like, these people are the stupidest people ever. No offense to them. They're all like killing it today, but I thought they were all like, I don't know. And I just started telling stories. And yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah, my first video was like rating like times I got in trouble with my sorority.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, yes, you were a sorority girly.
She was a sorority girly.
Yes. Alpha Phi.
I can't say mine.
Oh, you can't?
I would probably get sued because
Shut up.
The amount I talk about this sorority, like, it's terrible.
I have heard you talk about it a little bit, but give people the rundown a little bit of you being in a sorority and maybe the content that it ended up creating for you.
Oh my, well, it changed. I'm so glad that I joined a sorority because I hated, it was like a cult and I hated the rules, but I realized that I loved before that, I would have said, I'm like a guy's girl. Like, I don't even, like, I don't, something stupid. But then I joined the sorority and when I lived in the house, I was like, I love girls. Like, it was so fun living in the house. And I lived in the house for 2 years. It was really fun. But there were some girls that like were like super like rules, like you have to follow the rules. And I hated that. Like,
they wanted justice to be served.
I hate following rules too.
Dude, I hate rules.
If someone tells me to do something, opposite.
I know.
Ugh.
Well, maybe not today. Now I would love someone to tell me what I'm supposed to do. But back then, I was in college and I wanted to go out and like we couldn't go. There were like weeks where we couldn't go out. We had to like not like post alcohol, and I was so excited that I was finally allowed to drink, and I wanted to post alcohol so bad.
I did that once, and I posted, and I said I gotta love an ice cream cone on a Saturday night, and it's me holding a wine glass, and there's an ice cream cone over it, and I got sent to standards for it.
Me too. It was always like ice cream, things like that. Yeah.
I mean, there's rules. They want the brand to be clean. I get it. Like now that I'm not as rebellious and like angry and like, I can drink, get out of my face. Like, so
I know. I think it was a bad time in my life because back then, like, I loved drinking. Like, I loved it. Like, and I loved being like cool. Like, I don't know. I wanted to people from home to know that I was partying.
Yeah.
So
didn't we all? Like the little Facebook albums that we used to have. Do you like drinking now? Sober?
Yeah.
Okay,
I love
cool.
drinking.
We're going out. I love it.
Yeah, I love
it. So what's your go-to drink?
Vodka soda with spicy margarita.
Okay,
actually.
thank you.
Okay, I was gonna say you're a vodka girl.
I am like I can't drink a tequila soda. That's disgusting.
I love a vodka
tequila.
or tequila. I mean,
Well, I think it's because I've taken too many like tequila shots and like I've done it wrong. Like, you know, or like you can kind of taste it. So
you gotta just open the throat.
I have to ask you. So you came from the Midwest like us. You moved to LA. Mm-hmm. What has this been like? I mean, like that's a loaded question, so I'm gonna let you go wherever you want to go with that. But like Midwest and California, they are not the same.
Oh my God, I know. First of all, I showed up here like 15 minutes late because I couldn't find a parking spot. And then, there was a clear parking spot, but like,
if it makes you feel better,
like, jaywalks.
If it makes you feel better, you've been like earlier than a lot of the guys.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Well, I honestly hate the driving. Like, it scares me, and I miss like open roads, and like I miss also like not feeling like for some reason I still feel like anxious to do things, like to go to the store. I'm like anxious about it. I don't even know. Yeah, because I think I'm gonna run into like I don't even know, like someone really hot, and like
so you have to like look good.
I have to look good when I leave the house.
Yeah, fuck.
What are the people like here?
Okay, so I was gonna say, I feel like everyone wants me to say everyone's so fake, and usually I do say that, but I
found some really good people here though. So
I have too,
including
honestly.
Yourself.
Oh,
seriously.
But like, I found a thread on Reddit talking about how I need to stop talking about that. So now I'm not talking about it.
Wait, no way.
They were like, we love Becca, but it was
Quit
like
shading everybody.
Well, they basically said like, how can like it just sounds like annoying to like because I'm so privileged now and like I shouldn't be like complaining about living here. So I love LA and I love all the people here.
Do you think your LA's your end game?
No. I mean, actually, probably. I don't know.
Really? You'd stay here?
I think I'll be rich enough. I'm manifesting it. I'm gonna be rich enough. Well, I'll have a house like in Nashville and Ohio and here. Probably.
And here. Yeah, I was just gonna say like I do agree with LA being like me and Sid have been talking about being surrounded by like creative people. It is very
I
like,
love that part.
It's very motivating and I think it kind of lit like this fire under our ass to like work a little bit harder. Like it's fun and it's a grind and it's more hustly. But yeah, like I'm also like hearing little things like some clout chasing and all that. And I think if you find the right people and the right crew and like the energy that you're putting out, you know, maybe it could be a good place. So I like how you're like just adjusting how you're looking at it, even if it's from a fucking Reddit thread.
Well, I think sometimes Reddit is right. Like sometimes I read it and I'm like, I can see that. Yeah.
Do you read a lot of Reddit threads about you? Is it usually hate or is it
it's not usually about me. It's like I name search all the time and it's usually not.
You're like, wait a minute, where am I?
I'm dying.
But I read it about other people and sometimes I'm like, yeah, they're right.
You're like, that's
like,
true.
I don't know how they figure it out. Do you read Reddit too?
No, I don't.
I do.
Oh my God, there are these snark pages and I'm like, how did
That's
they
what
know?
Morgan was telling us from Two Hot Takes, obviously. It's all about Reddit. So she's telling us about the snark stuff. I was like, what? But speaking of like hate comments and the snark, how do you deal with hate now that you have a platform? Is it something that you just brush off or you take it to heart?
I take it to heart if it's something that I'm already insecure about. Like if they're saying like, you look bad today, Becca. I'm like, fuck, I know. I look bad today.
You
like,
do not.
Well, no, like if it's something I'm insecure about, then yeah.
Like I know.
Or like if it's something that I'm definitely not insecure about, then I don't give a fuck. Like whatever. They just don't know me. But if it's a girl talking, then I usually take it to heart a little bit more than a guy.
How do you? Yeah, I was gonna say because you are like sarcasm basically. You're like my sarcasm. I feel
I know,
like,
but people don't get it. Though.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Males,
like, what
I
happens?
like males don't get it
when people don't get it.
Well, actually, this is a complete side note. But this baseball player slid in my DMs. And like a big baseball player.
Oh shit.
And I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, like fuck yeah. By the way, don't ever date baseball players, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I should have known.
Sophie's aware.
I should have known.
Don't date athletes, period.
I know. I need to stop. Okay.
I stopped and let me tell you, the other side is beautiful and golden and
do you guys have
gorgeous.
boyfriends?
Yeah, we do.
Oh my God. How'd you do that?
There's a secret. No, I'm just kidding.
I introduced her to her boyfriend. And I met mine on Hinge, and he like doesn't go out. But he's like I don't know, sweetest human ever. Honestly,
I can't relate to that. I don't even know what that would be like. Honestly.
Okay, the baseball.
He slid.
Wait,
I got off
We're
track.
like, ooh, wait.
You're like boyfriends. Tell us more.
He slid in my DMs, and I was like, a baseball guy, and I replied to that's what I said, and I thought he would be like fun, and he was like. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Are you really gonna say like group me in with a stereotype of all baseball guys are bad? LOL. And I didn't answer.
Relax.
And then he doubled down and he was like, Are you serious right now? He said that like 6 hours later. God. Like he doubled down and I didn't answer.
Take the joke, number one. And also I feel like athletes and those guys are just so used to girls like sucking their toes and just doing what they say and
he
like
double
pleasing.
Texted. Yeah.
So you're a little different. You're different.
Yeah, I'm not like
the reason I was asking about people is because you have been going, now you're like getting brand deals and you get to go on these like brand trips and all the things. And I saw a video about like Mean Girls on brand trips.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like,
is that what you're trying to get at?
Well, because I have,
she's like,
I've got like sprinkled friends like just in areas and they get to meet, they meet people. And I mean, some people are like beautiful human beings, just as more beautiful than you like see online. And some people are like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Okay. I love reality TV.
Me too.
I love it. Like I get
Favorite
so
show?
excited. I think no, it's not The Bachelor, but I like that vibe of I forget.
Which one? How does it go?
No, I just can't remember it in my head.
Too hot to handle. Is it Netflix?
No,
dating
honestly,
shows.
right now I'm watching Farmer Wants a Wife.
Oh,
it's like really good actually.
I love Below Deck. I don't know why.
Oh, never seen that.
What about Vanderpump Rules?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Anyway,
anyways.
Go ahead.
What was I? Oh yeah, I was on the brand trip and okay, I love reality TV. So and I don't watch. Fuck, I shouldn't say it. Fine, I'll just say it. Whatever. I don't watch I don't watch it. I've never seen it. Like, I know the concept. I get it.
Yeah.
And there were these girls. Fuck. Maybe can you bleep out?
We can bleep out where you were.
Of it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the concept of it, but I was on a brand trip, and these girls were like standing next to me, and it was the first night, so we hadn't introduced ourselves. We just went straight out, and we didn't even like, because we were staying in this big villa, like big. So there was a bunch of girls that like we hadn't even seen yet. But someone turns to me and they're like, "Oh, those girls were on
the show."
Yeah. And so I was like, "Oh my God, yay." So we were all getting shots, and I like picked up my shot and I turned to them and I was like, "Cheers to woo," because I always do that.
Blank.
I shouldn't do that anymore though. But and they were literally looked at me as if I like had killed one of their pets, like as if like I was a random fan that like ran up to them. Which, by the way, I feel like even if I was a random fan of them, like I feel like that would be fun. Like,
I was gonna say, wait, so they didn't want you to be able to recognize them from where they were, or they didn't want you to address where they were from?
I think they
because
thought
you were a fangirl.
Either they thought I was a fan, like a normal fan, or they thought I was like making fun of them. So it could have, from their perspective, I can see their side. Like maybe this girl was like, but I wasn't. Dude, I'm the biggest fangirl like of reality TV normally, but I just haven't seen that show, so I feel like it was a misunderstanding. But then we never talked. No, we were staying in a villa.
So now they still think you're just,
and they blocked me.
Oh
no,
my
they did
God.
not.
Well, I made a TikTok about it.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Oops. And people were like, but I thought it. But the way I phrased the TikTok, I like thought that I was making myself look like the bad guy. Like I was like, why did I do that? Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. So I thought that they would like reach out and be like, ha ha ha, like we love this. No, they did not. They blocked me. So
that's just so uncomfortable too. And I feel like everybody out here has like a little bit of beef with people. I don't know. Like that's like the vibe we've been getting over the week. I'm like
all the time on accident.
But they're like, but they're sitting there like, no, I actually like don't have beef with this person. Everyone just thinks I have beef because blah, 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 XYZ.
Well, that was a case of we actually, I guess, have beef now. I didn't
versus actually just like talking to them. Like what's stopping you from like sliding in like, oh, I guess you're blocked. So
I'm blocked.
Can't slide in.
Oh my God.
I can't.
You have beef with Food God.
Oh yeah.
That was the other one I remember.
And Ben Shapiro.
Oh, Ben Shapiro.
Wait, who's Ben Shapiro? Is that bad?
You don't need to even know.
He's
stupid.
I don't know.
Who's that?
And he like tried to out you. He was like Becca Moore, like the thing.
Oh, he said no one cares about my stories and that I'm a narcissist and something like that.
Love when a male puts you down.
Because he was like he was just making fun of me for telling stories. But then my comeback was, don't you have a show called The Ben Shapiro Show where you talk about your life all the time and like other things? I don't know. What an idiot. Like I just hate him so much.
There's also like a balance between, I don't know, like our podcast, we talk about our lives and we talk about, versus a TikTok. Like it's so similar. Like people need to.
It's because I said things give me the ick. Like I was talking about icks and like he was like, oh,
he was
like,
insecure.
He was offended by the icks
was
that I was
insecure.
talking about. Yeah.
Social media is entertaining. That's like what it is.
I
Like
know.
I'm like, it's entertainment, buddy. And honestly, he should have said thank you for saying my name and getting my more followers to me. But anywho, I want to kind of switch gears because I've heard you talk about confidence and being out here, like even too, and like having the confidence to be around these like people and like all the things, and just that like social media isn't fully real. Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, now that I have been here for a second, like everyone that's here is just like a person, you know?
Yeah.
Like even like celebs, like being in the room with them, you can't even like, I think I always thought it would be like a magical experience, like being in a room with like, I don't even know, you know,
somebody big.
But they're all like just people.
Yeah.
And like some have egos and some are like, but at the end of the day, like someone that has like an ego and is like acting a little bit rude towards you, they're just like playing a part. They think that they should be like full of themselves, you know, they're just like playing a part. I feel like they're, I don't know. So I kind of just like watch them from afar and I'm like, all right, you don't have to be mean to your fans. Like you don't have to be mean to the people that are praising you. And like to have an ego is just like a sign of, I think, like insecurity.
Maybe hurt too.
Yeah.
Like feeling hurt or like feeling poked and prodded at, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's more fun though at the end of the day to like be nice and like be friends with people. I don't get it. Like I would rather, why? I don't I mean, this is a boring comment. I was like going to go on a tangent, but then I was like, wait.
Like, I'm bored. I'm bored.
I didn't mean to talk not about your question, but I was going to go on like a love everyone tangent, but then I was like, wow.
But it is true because like even just meeting someone one time in LA, like that's the only time I'll probably meet honestly, maybe this is the only time I'm going to meet you. And like, just like
Unless
the
you move
kindness. Yeah, unless I move here. The kindness is like, okay, now I have that in my head. All of our listeners are like, thank God she was nice, you know? So I think putting your best foot forward just every day and be nice to the people that you see on the street. I love it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. So you back to the social media and kind of your question. I heard you talk about how you used to use Instagram versus how you use it now.
Oh my God.
I want to hear the difference.
Well, back in the day, so when I almost took that 9 to 5, I was like, I'm gonna double down on being like an Instagram influencer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna like post even more bikini pictures. But then I was like, fuck all the, like influencers were starting to like really take off at this time. So I was comparing my body to these girls, and I didn't realize that they all were using Facetune too. So I thought that like, oh, I was gonna get away with using Facetune, but like make my body look like theirs. And oh my God, you should have seen it. Like it was just
some
so
of the
terrible.
pics.
Did people call you out?
Yeah, people called me out.
Oh no.
Only when I like started going viral on TikTok, people were like,
Oh,
you seem like a cool girl, but why are you tuning your pictures? And I was like, what? People can tell? Like, fuck.
It's always the squiggle line in the back. And you're
Yeah,
like,
dude,
oh.
I'm not good at that. Like, I can't get away with it. And by the way, I'm not like like you can smooth your face or do whatever you want. Like, I don't really give a fuck. But yeah, I used to try to get like the male gaze a lot more than I do now. Like, I wanted like guys to think I was hot.
How is dating out here then? Because like dating now, like you've evolved. You're confident in your shit. Like you're sarcastic, fine. What is the dating scene out here like?
I've been on a lot of bad dates.
Really?
Here. Yeah, a lot. There was like,
I want to hear the worst one.
oh my God, there's so many bad ones.
Oh my God, really?
I was just thinking of one that I went on. Oh my God, I'm actually scared he's gonna. Well, I don't think he's gonna hear this. I went on a basketball game. This guy, he's like a big manager for like a lot of big artists, I guess.
Okay.
And like everyone, like he asked me on a date, and everyone was like, "You have to go. He's so connected." Like, and I was like, "Okay."
Like,
so
okay.
like for what? Like what am I gonna gain? I guess. Like anyway, I don't know. I go on the date, and it's a basketball game. We were sitting courtside, like at the basketball game, and I don't know anything about basketball. I didn't know when I was allowed to talk, so I didn't talk the entire time. Like I didn't. So that was like kind of my fault.
You're sitting like this.
Yeah,
He probably
so
thought you
boring.
were waiting for the camera to come on you. Like,
Yeah,
Like
he
a little
probably
wink.
thought that I was like so bored. Like he probably thought I was boring, but I thought he was boring. And then like we had to get back in the car. Oh my God,
He could have talked to you, though.
I know. And then he's like friends with some of the basketball players, and he was like trying to show off and like make them like interact with. Like I was interacting with this basketball.
when you thought
player's
it was
kid,
like okay to talk.
Yeah, like every time they were cheering, it was loud. And then like during the game, I was like, he seems really focused on this game. Like I'm gonna like, but I didn't understand what was going on, so I didn't talk the entire time. So that was like not really his fault. It was like also my fault for being like just stupid. Like I don't know when.
It's a two-way street, though. Come on.
Yeah. And then another time, I went on a date with this guy who tried to like split the bill with me.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was on a TV show. Just I'll tell you who it was after.
Okay, Lord.
Oh, and another, I dated this guy. We were actually kind of dating a little bit, and in like October, and he was on a major franchise. It was like it was a reality dating show.
Okay.
And he was like peaking in his career at this time. Like he had just gotten off the show.
Mhm.
And so we went out to breakfast, and then we went to like a flower place, and he didn't buy me. I had to buy my own flowers. Like he didn't buy my flowers. So then I got the
You're like, why do you think we went to the flower place?
Like I thought you were buying me a little something.
and that was like the morning after we had first like slept together.
And you're like, oh, rough.
Bad. Yeah.
I
So
gave
then
you flowers and you didn't give me mine.
Yeah.
I think we give enough.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, that was good. We all got that a little bit late.
And everyone's like, la la la. What?
I feel like as females, we give so many hints. It's like, where are we not?
That's like a big, like easy
yeah.
thing to do.
How are we not picking up on that?
I know. And then he was also like following a bunch of like girls that like looked like me. Like even we were exclusive. We were supposed to be exclusive. And he was following girls like every day, like 10 to 15 new girls.
What do you think about that though? Because
that's what I got the ick with the flower thing. But the Instagram thing is what really like I was like, I have to break up with him.
Do you just check the following? And, like,
I usually don't, but then like
you're like
maybe something in your gut had already told you.
I was already kind of done. Like
though.
I think I was fishing for things to end it.
Yeah,
and then I got drunk and I like called him and I was like, "Can you give me a?" Which I don't recommend. Like the way I did, I could have done it so much cooler.
What's like the most uncool thing you did in a relationship by creeping on a boyfriend or someone you're dating?
Oof, that's
besides looking at their most recent following, because we've done it too.
Oh my God, I have. Like when I say like I could have done so many things so much cooler, like I always think that fuck like
same girl.
Oh no,
okay.
I would. There's a few desperate moments that I'm like, oh God,
dude, there was my ex-boyfriend. This is like the crazy boy. I don't know if you've ever heard any of these stories, but I dated this like, oh my God, the most terrible, insane, tumultuous relationship I have ever been in or like not heard of, but like it was just terrible. There was like another girl in the relationship that he would like kind of like hang over my head the entire time because he flew her out. We got in a huge fight and he flew this girl out. No. And like I went
while
crazy.
You were dating?
While we were like he blocked me, so I'm assuming we were on a break.
Oh, in his mind.
He
didn't communicate that, right?
Oh no, of course not. Why would he?
Got it.
I should have known. So he flew her out and he blamed it. He was like, I have to do this to show you how much you like, dude, he was crazy. Like I'll tell you more stories after this. But like I became obsessed with this girl. I was like, like she would post things about me, like totally like at me. Like, and like
give an example.
Obsessed. Like she would post things that were like, I feel like she's gonna listen.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'll
never
give
mind.
you an example.
Were you obsessed as in like what does she have that I don't have, or you were obsessed with just like creeping,
like
hating her? Okay.
Instead of maybe hating your boyfriend, isn't that
I know.
interesting?
Yeah.
Exactly. You're like that bitch. Like it's like
and
about
I would try,
her.
and I would bring it up to him, and he like because she was just I was going crazy, but I regret that so much. I should have. And me and him would talk about, like, she would post something and we would like laugh about what? I
just realized we didn't give you a water or anything. We just literally have tequila sitting on the table.
We're like, when you're ready.
Do you want a water? Do you want a water?
Wait, maybe
tequila?
I do want a
Yeah.
shot.
You want
I mean, no, not a shot. I meant a water.
Oh, she wants a shot. We'll grab
Thank
it.
you,
Thanks,
Morgan.
I know.
We totally forgot to ask.
I was just wetting my whistle and I was like, she doesn't have any water. Okay, sorry.
I'm like, what are you trying to say?
Like,
I know, I'm like, drink, bitch.
I keep scooting it closer and closer to you. I'm like, anyway.
You can't have water.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Morgan's like, we're not taking shots today. What's going on?
Morgan's got her green juice. She's like, oh, she's ready.
Honestly, Sid and I've had really bad acid reflux today.
Oh my God,
we went
dying.
we had a little few drinks last night.
You had one.
And tequila.
I went to
yesterday.
Applebee's. I had cocktails at Applebee's last night.
Oh my God.
Why Applebee's?
I have a brand deal with them. I love that.
Wait,
I love you,
great.
Applebee's.
I love their quesadillas. Anyway.
Yeah, it was really good.
What were we talking about?
So we were talking
The girl.
about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So I would bring it up with him and I just regret that so much. Like, and also I feel like, okay. But then after we broke up, oh my God. Okay. I'll just tell you the thing. After we broke up, like I was so like, he cut me off. Like it was my birthday. He cut me off so clean. Like the way he cut me off was just like,
bye.
Like as if he hadn't put me through hell for an entire year of my life.
Oh my God.
Changed my entire perception of changed the entire way I look at the world. Like he literally like distorted my entire world for a second. And then he was like, okay, bye, see you later. And he left and never heard from him again. He's gone. I was so desperate for answers that I messaged her and I was like, but I did it in a night. I shouldn't have, but I did it in
You
a
didn't get
nice
closure.
way. Even though like I shouldn't have done that because she blamed, I think he was totally leading her on, like making her think that like they were gonna date the second, like because I was like the devil and he was like, once I get rid of her, like me and you can be together. I'm thinking that's what he was saying to her. So he would blame me. I'm sure like from his point of view and like from their point of view, like it's easy to make me look like the bad guy to be like, you know, like you can do that with anything though.
Anybody can say that.
Yeah.
I know she probably just wanted to like have something held up against you.
A reason
finally.
why he doesn't like her.
Finally.
Back. It's like, it's just because of you, Becca. Like
Exactly.
he would be with me. And honestly, they kind of make more sense. I mean,
My ex, literally
they're
the
more,
girl
like,
that
more
he
common.
cheated with, literally said that like it was my fault because I was so controlling.
I'm sure he would say things like that too. I don't
But
know.
also as a female, like out of a relationship and someone just cold cuts you like, bye, bye, bye. You want closure. We've talked about this so many times. Like getting closure and a breakup is so important so you can actually move on. So I understand why you DM'd her, but also
She never answered.
okay,
good.
cute. Love that. But okay, if we were to handle as a cool, candid girl,
I would
how-
attack
what
him, not her.
Okay.
I didn't. Wait.
Now
By
we
the way,
learn, now
I've
we
never
learn.
attacked her. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, like I would have like directed it towards him,
right,
not her.
right.
And like my looking back, I should not have been like looking for new like material to like hate her with. I should have been breaking up with him if he had done that. But again, it was like a toxic, like I was addicted. Like I was addicted to the relationship. So.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is there like red flags from this guy that you think listeners should know about?
Yeah.
Right away? Like was something that showed you that he might have been a little toxic from the start?
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to like explain like my past or like relationships that I had been in before, but he was allowed to talk about his.
Okay.
Also, like I was expected to be exclusive and like not talk to any other guys, and he would ask me a bunch of questions about other guys. I mean, no, like about like, are there other guys there? And then if I did that, it was a problem. Like he was like, don't ask me that again. Like, don't ask me. Like,
oh my God.
And like, he slept with someone like really early into our talking stage. And I was like, that's okay, because we weren't like dating yet. And I was like, okay, well, like I'm going to go on a date then. And then he broke up with me because he like ended it because I said that when he had slept with someone the night before.
Huh.
So that was big red flags that I ignored. And I kind of went along with like being okay with like whatever, like I'll just pretend to be exclusive to him and until we're dating. And even though I know he's not to me. Also, like our sex was really weird.
I want to know
why.
Like he would get turned, like our sexting even in the beginning, like he would get turned on by the thought of like really like crazy things. Like he wanted me to say things like I own, like you own me, like things like that.
Oh my God, he was like a dominatrix vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, and he was a control freak.
Yeah. And then the sex got weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. And then the sexting, like
abusive type of sex.
Yeah. Like he would want
like
me
hurt
to,
you.
Yeah.
Like little choky and little too hard.
We're like
word stuff,
words.
right? Angry words.
No, and physical too.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's
and like
horrible.
that's so hard because there's a fine line. Like you don't know. Sometimes it's sexy.
I thought I liked it in the beginning.
And
so
then it just
I did,
goes a
and
little
then
too far.
It never was like love. Like in the beginning, like to trap me in. Like in the beginning, it was like love sex. Like it was so sweet, like nice and like really good, and like I loved it. And then as like he knew he had me, then it would turn into like scary. Like
that's called grooming somebody.
Yeah,
like, that's truly what it is. You make them comfortable, and then you like basically make them feel like they can't have anywhere else to go. You control them. That's what it is. That's grooming.
He told me then. In our good moments, like sometimes we would like laugh about crazy things we've done. Like one time I was laughing, I was like, sometimes I fantasize about like kicking you, like or like punching you in the or like as a joke though. Like I'm like I hate you when you do these.
We've all said
things.
that like to be funny,
but like we were laughing, and he was like, and then he was dead serious. He was like, I have a fantasy of like holding your head and like forcing you to like go down on me while you're like crying and like all of this stuff. And I was like, what?
That's God,
like
he like
weird.
has serious issues.
So I was like freaked out, and he was like, don't act like you're not like you're scared, because I was like, that's actually a little bit scary.
Yeah,
because you could do that at any moment.
Oh
like
my God,
he wanted me not to be able to breathe. Like it was crazy.
Oh my God, we haven't had this conversation in a while. I think like even the beginning when we started this podcast, we talked about it one time about how as females you kind of feel like guilty if you feel bad after like a sexual encounter because it took a little too far, like, oh, you allowed that, or you didn't say no, like you told him to choke you but he took it a little too far, and it's like it's a scary feeling. So oh my God, you gotta like definitely communicate.
Sex, like you should be like pay attention to like things like that, like because I was kind of like sweeping it under the rug.
Oh my God,
but I should have said something. But you know what, I'm in therapy now, so now I'm connecting the dots.
Yeah.
But like I was always like so concerned about what his friends thought about me, like, and I wanted them to like me so badly. But because like I made a bad first impression on them, because like we were having sex one time, like right before I was about to, like an hour before we were about to meet, and he was hurting me, and I was like telling him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. And then I was really confused. I was like it ended finally, and I was like, why'd you do that? Like that was hurting me, and I was telling him to stop. And he was like, oh, I thought we were like playing around. And then his friends got there like 20 minutes, and I was just like laying in the bed, like, feeling like I was like a skeleton. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm with my boyfriend right now, but like why'd he do that? But now he's acting normal, and like should I pretend to feel normal right now? And like I didn't want to like not turn him on anymore. Like I didn't want him to like feel weird about sex. I was like so worried about him feeling okay with like having fun sex with me that like I wasn't like, I don't know. And then his friends got there, and I forgot like how to interact with them. I was like, pretending to be in love with this guy that like was like
just hurt
me like 20 minutes before.
God, that's a traumatic experience. That
that's
probably
horrible.
like
even like talking about.
I
didn't even mean to get this.
I know.
Deep.
Sorry.
I was gonna say,
even
to say trigger warning.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
seriously.
guess maybe a trigger warning.
Well, after the fact.
By the
sorry,
way, I
guys.
did not even like plan to like. Get
No,
that
it's okay.
deep.
This is candid, so it just goes wherever we take it. But
it like I think that's interesting though because
You're not the only one.
I
That's felt
just
that way.
made that connection on like why did they hate me at first? Like why did like I must be the bad guy, but
and so you
It's
just
really
always were
because-
trying to be like you were trying to be liked and like you
Yeah.
wanted to like please this man that there's just so many complexes
Wow.
there.
Mhm. All
What
been
would
there.
you say to yourself in that relationship like to get out? Because there are people right now that are in a relationship like that.
I don't know. I mean,
Like advice for somebody who's struggling with the shit that you were
there's
in.
light on the other. Like not every guy is like that. This is not you
normal.
do not have to deal with it. This is not like
Normal.
like you guys have like normal relationships, right? Like
my boyfriend
you're
would
happy.
never,
Yeah. ever do any
ever.
like you want to be dating someone that is like your friend, like that you love and like cherish and like that would never want to hurt you. Like if someone wants to cause you emotional or physical pain, then like please get out. Like
You
it's
should
not-
feel safe. You
Yeah.
should feel 100% safe.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Being open
thank
and
you.
vulnerable. I know
Seriously.
we didn't plan. We're like got a little deep there, didn't we?
I know. I didn't even mean to.
It's the ball. The ball
It's
just
the-
makes you
I
like
know.
sink
Like,
in.
Speaking of boyfriends though, in our history and just relationships in general, I want to kind of switch gears to your TikTok again because I know you do something like I've heard you talk about the loyalty test and I just absolutely love this. and
Wait,
I've
what?
mentioned it in a previous episode and I go, yeah, there's a girl on TikTok and I never said you're at. So I'm like, now she's actually here. But that girls will DM you to DM their boyfriend
I
to check
forgot
if
you
they're
did
loyal,
this.
right? Do you
I
have
used to do
any
that all
good
the time.
stories or can you even explain it a little bit more? I want to hear
Yeah.
just maybe why you started this and a story with it.
Well, a girl DM'd me back in 2020 when I was like really trying to be hot on Instagram.
Yeah.
And she was like, my boyfriend loves like blonde girls. Like, can you DM him? And I was like, and like just to test him out. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I'll do it. And I did that. And then I was telling the story to people and they're like, you can do a TikTok about this. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want like to look like, because I wanted a boyfriend at the time. I was like, I don't want guys to like think I'm like, I don't even know.
Hitting on
Yeah.
other people and
Yeah.
like whatever.
But anyway, I started doing it and I do it I just choose like the ones that like seem like it's going to be good, you know?
You do it for free.
So tell me about one of them.
Well, one was like a football player and he, oh my God. Actually, there are like a bunch of stories.
You can tell a few.
One was a football player. He basically he got caught like DMing me back and I sent the screenshots to the girl and then he blamed it on, you don't even know how stressful football is. Like,
okay.
he blamed it on football. That was one. Another one was he called, like, I was like, hi, do you have a girlfriend or something like that? And he was like, no, ha ha ha. That girl in my pictures is my cousin. And I sent the
not
screenshot
normal.
to the girl and she was like, I'm literally at his house right now. And she had to like break up with him and confront him right then.
That's just like so nasty. Like
Yeah.
that guys are like that. Is that the worst one you've had? Or like what was the one that was like, Jesus, this guy's actually delusional?
A lot of times they try to like gaslight the girl like in front of like in the screen. Like they're like, okay, so DMing is all of a sudden cheating. Like I'm not cheating on you. like
my God.
and it's like, yeah, it is. Like
It's
you're
totally
being flirty
cheating.
with me. Like why are you like letting me like slide in your DMs? Why are you letting me be flirty to you? And you're being flirty to me. Like
yeah, exactly.
it's just like gaslighting in real time. But
What
yeah.
do you consider cheating in a relationship?
Anything that is like remotely flirty or like
Uh-huh.
why are you interested in like flirting with someone? I don't know.
What about buying or flirting with a guy to get you a free drink?
No.
I know. I'm like, I don't know
I
about
was like, I gotta
that
ask you that
Well,
one.
girls, like it's different. Like guy,
Yeah.
if a guy did actually even a free drink for a guy too, like I feel like that's fun.
As long as the girlfriend was like, yes, go. Like if he asked
Yeah.
you, I would be like, Pat, do it. Get me one.
one. Honestly,
Yeah, do it,
Jordan
like,
could
whatever.
be there and it would just be like, I grab him one too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm
I
like,
do-
yeah,
I used
like
to do that, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. We have a game. It's candid questions. We put little hat questions in this hat. I'm like, oh my God, what am I saying? But basically, we're just going to have you grab one and then you can answer it.
Okay.
It's our little game. Candid questions.
This is cute.
Candid
I know, is that fun?
cues.
Uh-oh, what is it?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I want to answer this. Okay. What influencer drama is out there that no one is talking about?
I have an
That's
example.
out there currently.
I have an
so
example.
It's known. You don't have to like drop
okay.
something.
Yeah, you don't
like
have to drop the
crazy.
T. For instance, I've heard a lot of drama about Lisa Vanderpump, her husband Ken, flying women out while she's out of town and nobody talks about it. Not a soul.
This is also
and it's like out there on
That
TikTok.
is so. I've never even heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's talking about that.
What the heck?
There's one scandal that I want to talk about so bad, but fuck. I wish I could.
We can stop there. Okay, next one.
What's something non-sexual that turns you on?
Mine are like man hands. Like, oh, like so sexy.
I like earlobes. Love a good earlobe. Love licking some earlobes. Morgan, you agree? No, okay.
I'm not an earlobe.
I like
also-
when they like. Oh wait, keep going.
I was gonna say coconut oil is like an no. So I used to use lube for coconut. I used to use coconut oil for lube, and then it became like the smell like associated with sex. So whenever I made popcorn with coconut oil, it was like an aphrodisiac.
Oh, interesting.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's strange.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say like when they look at you like I don't know. I'm getting like turned.
They
on.
get a little vibe. Like they're like
when they're like laughing at something you said, but they keep looking at you. I'm like, I want to make out with you right fucking now.
Yep.
Also, I haven't
Like
had sex in
eye
like since October.
we need.
Since the
Are you okay?
flower guy.
Oh my god, we need to
Since
get you
the
laid.
Oh wait, I almost said that.
Are you okay?
Since the bachelor guy. It was since the bachelor.
You say
guy.
since
the flower guy.
And I'm like, oh, I already
Are you
know.
okay? Do you just masturbate a lot or what?
Ew, I can't say that on a podcast. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say. But no, it's been boring. Okay, I just like don't want to have sex like with a guy that will make me feel like icky about
No,
it.
don't do that.
Agreed.
Like I would want him to be like obsessed with me. You know?
Exactly.
When you're not on social, what's your guilty pleasure? Eating. I eat a lot.
Like what? What's your favorite?
Oh my god, like goldfish, like hot Cheetos.
Mm.
Oh, and I drink wine. I love drinking wine.
What kind?
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, duh. Okay.
I could totally
And
see
I
you as
just
a hot
like
Cheeto
it.
girl.
I like to just.
I feel like you'd be a Cheeto girl.
I am. I fucking love hot Cheetos, and I love it. Like honestly, like that's my favorite thing to do. Also, I just bought a cat.
You did? Wait, what's his name?
Why
or
is
her?
everyone into
I can't
cats
tell
now?
you. Wait, when is this episode coming out?
It will come out in a few weeks. So if you're,
Okay.
if you're
Actually,
gonna post it,
It's a really cute little Scott. What? It's coming out sooner.
No, it'll be later than a few
Okay,
weeks.
because I get it on Tuesday.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm like-
you'll have it by then.
Yeah, and I'm naming him Bear, and he's like a little brown, like Scottish fold. It's gonna be so fun.
you don't like cats. What are you saying? Like what?
I like the
It's okay,
name.
She's
you
like
don't have
cute. I'm like, I have 2 cats and I freaking love them. They're cuties.
I like the name.
He's gonna
Bear.
be like
You
this
just
is a
can't
cute
touch
cat.
them.
I understand some cats aren't like cute.
They're just a little
but this one
devilish.
is. I'll show you.
You have to
Okay,
cuddle a
so
cat
cute.
to love a cat, and you can't cuddle them because you're allergic. So
Yeah.
it's like this
Oh,
like
yeah.
complex that she has.
Feel
Right?
exactly.
Yeah. Next question. Cute though.
Yeah.
Kitty cat.
What is the weirdest, most random ick? Probably when they like. Ugh, there's so many.
You can share more
You
than
guys
one.
give ones too.
I mean, we did a whole episode live with icks. It was so much fun, but like holes in people's socks. I'm like, you're disgusting.
Actually, that one
disgusts
kind of
me.
turned me. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. That means that they don't give a. Like, I kind of like it when guys aren't obsessed.
No,
with
when they're
fashion.
skidding around on the floor with their little hole in the ground.
Yeah,
I'm like,
see, like I like that. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't like guys' feet, like toes, and my boyfriend's big toe is the biggest toenail I've ever seen. Like you could paint a mural on it, and I just like can't look
Ew,
at
yeah,
it.
that's
I just
kinda
can't look at it.
disgusting.
I think like when they get in trouble, like if they get, like if we're at a restaurant and the server's kind of mean to them or something.
Oh,
Like if someone's being a little bit rude to them, I'm like,
Mm,
stop it,
because
stop
they
it.
can't like hold their ground or stand up for themselves.
or
Maybe
like if like they get if we're walking and like a security guard like is like saying like go that way, I'm like, oh, stop it.
Oh my
Stop
gosh! Wait, I love this.
or like when they raise their hand at a restaurant, the waiter, and they don't hear it, and they're like, oh.
Or like
That's
if
a
the
good one.
bouncer like kind of like I don't know, like a bouncer at a bar is like go over there. Yeah, like I don't know, something about them.
Wait,
getting in
that's a
trouble.
good one. I haven't heard that.
I'm picturing the bouncer being like, you have to go over there, and they're like, what? They can't like hear very well.
And then like,
It's-
he's like, "What's up, man?" Like, and I don't know.
They're
I'm,
like,
thinking
no,
about it, like,
you're not
stop.
gonna mooch me. Get the fuck in the
Yeah,
back of the
they're like,
line.
okay, next question. We think we have 3 more, 2 more. I don't know. Can't see.
This is like really fun. I like it.
Yay.
Oh my god.
She knew right away.
Oldest guy you hooked up with. Okay, like how far? Like how?
You don't have to say name. You don't have to say anything. We just
Yeah,
want to know how
you
old
just
he
want to know
is.
how old and how it was.
Well, I went on. I promised him I wouldn't talk about him anymore on podcast. I keep talking about him on podcast.
He won't hear this. But
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything bad about you. Okay, I
Yeah.
went on 3 dates with a 59-year-old.
Oh,
He's
Zaddy.
We didn't hook up though,
okay.
but
We kissed.
the oldest guy I've like hooked up with, I think, would have been 40.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm 24.
that's-
I'm dating a 32-year-old. And I hooked up with a 37-year-old, 6-year-old.
Yeah. Who was it?
I didn't know
It was a hockey player. I was horrible. I loved hockey players for a while.
I love hockey players.
Don't. It's a Midwest thing. Don't do it.
That was the ex-boyfriend, hockey player.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Checks out. That really does check out.
That sort of makes sense when you hear it like that.
Because there were some weird instances with hockey players that I was like, oh, this is
me too. Actually, I dated 2 hockey players.
I did
the one before. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The one before the one that was like really terrible. He was like the opposite sexually, where like he wanted me to hook up with one of his teammates. And I was like, no, I love you. Like, I don't want to.
You're like, why would I do that if I like you?
It's just like a fit. He's like,
did he want to watch?
Yeah. He wanted to watch me get fucked.
They're twisted. They have way too much free time.
And then I would have to like hang out with his teammates and like
after you.
I didn't do it. I never did it.
Yeah, I couldn't
never
do that
did it.
either.
But like he would talk about it like during sex and like while we were like sexting. Like,
Also, value me, please.
That's
Like, what the fuck am
like,
I? Like a little piece of meat?
That's why I fell right into the trap of like a guy who was obsessed with me, who was like, I'm gonna own you. You know, I went from like one extreme to the other.
But we'd like extremes because when we're in a state of like stress, we get it confused with excitement. But people don't realize.
The first one was COVID. The second one was breaking up with the COVID man. So yeah, it made sense. Yeah.
And when you do find a stable relationship, you're gonna be like, is this boring? Like, let's create drama. You know?
That's what I'm scared of. That's why I've like been single this entire time, like hoping like I need to really like be like
therapy will help. We're good. We're good.
I'm doing better now.
Yeah, you are. Okay, last question, right?
What is something you're insecure about that you hide from social media? Oh my God.
That's deep.
I would say my
doesn't have to be visual though. Yeah, I was gonna say
I grew up really poor. So
yeah, tell us.
I love my family, but like my upbringing was like super poor.
Tell us about that. Like tell us about just like Ohio and like all the things.
My mom is like a secretary at an elementary school, and she had 5 kids. So she was making like $38,000 a year with 5 kids. So think about that.
Shit.
That's like poverty.
Yeah.
So we had no money, and we were like getting hand-me-downs. Like our clothing was from our school and like hand-me-downs. Yeah. Do you want these?
Oh, sorry. Here.
And so.
Oh, okay.
I would like, I would just like hide how much money I had. But
how do you think that like shaped you though? Like, I mean, like you knew the struggles, you felt the struggles. And
well, she has a thing where like I'm mad at her. She would always marry, because she's been married 3 times. She keeps marrying like guys that live in like that don't have a lot of money. And my mom is like beautiful and like smart and like funny and like cool. Like I don't understand it. Like, I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? Anyway, so now my whole thing, like my entire life was like escape. Like I'm the only one that went to college. Like I went to college. None of my siblings, but I got a scholarship, but none of my siblings were able to do that. And then when I was there, like, I just always was looking for guys that like, and then I started dating the athletes that could like take me out of Ohio, and like I was flying to guys to meet them. And I think, just escape is like what because I don't ever want to do that. I'm never going to be poor for my kids. Like I'm not doing that to men.
And I feel like it kind of gave you a little bit more of that hustle too. Like,
like
look at you now. Like,
I had to. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, it was terrible. It was so embarrassing. Like, all I wanted was like to like my friends didn't even really know how poor we were. Like, I was like trying to blend in as much as I could and like wear the same clothes as them. Like, I was shopping at like Plato's Closet and like. Yeah.
I feel like you have this complex. So then like now even like that you're like making it and you're doing something, you're hustling out here. It's like you got to like, you feel like you have to take care of people.
Oh,
I feel like
do.
That's, and that's a lot to put on your shoulders too, you know? Like,
I know. I need to stop doing that.
I know. I mean, it's in a way it's like so caring, but like even when I've had family members and stuff like that, I feel like I need to care for them. It's like, it becomes my problem.
Right.
And I'm like,
I feel guilty for escaping because I'm like, my little brother, how do I leave him behind? And I'm like trying to like get them to like go to college. I'm trying to get him to go to college. He doesn't want to do college. I'm like, please, any of you get like a good job. But my older brother and sister are doing fine. But like 2 of my siblings aren't really doing that well. So I'm like,
I'm sorry. I know. You
want to
shake them.
Come on.
You can do it. Like I'm trying to get them to do it. Like, I don't know. It's just
you
hard.
seem like a good sister.
You do.
I don't know if they would say that.
Oh, shut up. Okay, one last question about this, because what would you say to somebody who feels like they're stuck in wherever it is? It could be Midwest, could be California, like somewhere, and they just like they're in this pattern. They feel like they're like, this is not the life that I was meant to live.
You do not have to be stuck. Never, ever, ever. I remember, oh my God, I was dating this pizza guy when I was living in Ohio. I'm not even kidding. He He was like I tell this story all the time, but he was the manager of the pizza place I was working at. And I remember I went to but he came from a wealthy family. So I went to their house and I was talking about how my only goal in life at that time was to make $40,000 a year because my mom had made 38. So I was like, I can do it. Like, and I'll be fine. And he was like, wait, what? Like, why would that, I mean, looking back, it's funny that he was like a manager from a pizza place telling me that. He was like, why would that be your goal? Like, why don't you just get a better job? And I was like, oh, you're right. Maybe you're right. And he was like, yeah, just like change your major and like, you'll be fine. Like you can do whatever major you want, And I was like, oh yeah, I can do whatever I want,
I forgot.
Yeah. Like I would forget like, oh my God, wait, I can choose what I do. And, you can choose what you do. Like you don't have to be stuck in any town, but I do understand that sometimes it takes money to be able to get yourself out of a situation though. So that is real. But studying, like you can get an education at any like, you can get a free education anywhere.
Like, prioritize it and like get the scholarship and do this shit because it's one little step after the other.
Get like school, like education. Because like I know I'm an influencer, but like I'm studied marketing, I studied social media too. So it's not like this wasn't it wasn't complete accident. Like
I was going to ask if you changed your major then after that conversation or something.
I did. Well, I studied marketing and PR and then I got a certification in social media to like do it for brands. So learning that side, I'm educated. Like it's not an accident.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for playing our little game.
That like prompted very good conversation.
Yeah, this is like a really good combo. I
love it. Yay.
So we always wrap up our episodes with a listener write-in. We call them Straight Candid moments. They're just moments that make you a little more human. You're vulnerable. You're embarrassed. Maybe usually they're embarrassing stories of some sort. So we'll share the one we have, and then as I'm reading it, if you have an embarrassing story or a straight candid moment, it could be,
You're like, oh shit, no, I got it.
Where I go.
Okay. So this listener wrote in and said, my front teeth are crowns from a skateboarding accident. This is actually a guy, it sounds like. Wow, we got some men listening.
We got some boys.
Okay, my front teeth are crowns from a skateboarding accident when I was a kid. In the military, I knocked one out and spent a month using a denture glue to hold it in place until my dentist appointment. Under the crown was a small bit of tooth, the crown attached to like a post. During that time, I had also just started a romantic relationship with my now wife and had not mentioned my hillbilly tooth. During an down under encounter, my tooth fell out and I was too preoccupied to notice. When I returned from down under and we were kissing, she noticed. She pulled my head back to see what it was and did a full-on double take in my mouth. I realized what happened and started trying to explain when she reached down, fumbled around at her bits. She pulled out my tooth that had been stuck to one of her labias and held it out at me quizzically. I almost died, but she still married me a few years later.
Oh,
that would be the weirdest thing to find in your labia.
Okay, but seeing hockey players,
I know this is
like
so
they
weird.
had teeth. No,
I went on a
did have bad
podcast
teeth.
yesterday, and they were telling it. That is so weird. They were
Wait,
telling
why?
the exact same story, but it was different. Like she was making out with him, and he pulled out his teeth.
Oh,
and they were like trigger
before.
warning hockey because we know about your relationship. And then this happened again. Wow, this is crazy.
Oh my God,
Wait,
that's actually
that
a
is
weird
really
coincidence.
weird.
It's really weird.
Never
And then-
happened to you.
No, they never took them out, but yeah, I saw it. Yeah, they'd have fake teeth too.
There was this is large hockey player. Now he is, and I remember we were all like hanging out because we were all friends. Like I went to Minnesota, so like I had hockey guy friends. We were all hanging out, and he like took his teeth out and like put it on my head, and he was like trying to put it in my mouth. I'm like, you're and we were just, it was a casual setting. Like this is not like in a weird setting. Like nobody, I mean, he was overly drunk clearly. Like I was not. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like get the fuck away from me. And it was just like 5 teeth on a retainer, just out. And
something
like
about teeth is like icky. Like they're in there like all the time. Like,
they see it all, they chew it. But did that remind you of any Straight Candid moment that you're like, oh my God, this is embarrassing?
Well, I think, yeah, for sure. Like one time I was like, oh my God, I was like 19 and I met like the love of my life. Okay. Well, he was like the hottest guy at my high school. Like he was like the Zac Efron of like our high school.
Oh shit.
And I wasn't hot in high school. And then in college, I like dyed my hair and then I like started like I would join a sorority. I started getting cuter. And he started talking to me, and I was like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna date
Zac
like,
Efron,
Troy." And I spent the night at his house, and his childhood home, like where like his family grew up, and they were like big, like a cool family, like in the community. And I looked down, and there was blood everywhere, all over his bed, and it was like I got my period like really badly, and I guess I got it on. We didn't even realize because we were like making out on his couch before we went to bed. And there was blood all over his couch too.
Oh no.
His like family couch. I never talked to him again.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So you never know if the family ever saw?
No, they did see.
Oh
they,
God.
Like,
and they knew it was yours.
yeah, because his mom left a note with like bleach like in the morning, like by his.
Oh my God, because she saw it before you guys saw it.
Yeah, because she went downstairs and she was like, "What?"
I wish he would have just taken the blame and like, I got a bloody nose. Sorry, Mom.
It was a lot. I mean, you could tell what it was.
I know, especially from a mom. Maybe you could have said to the dad, like, "Oh, yeah, I had a bloody nose." Like, but that's
hilarious.
I've never told that story on the internet.
Oh my God. Well, it's
That's
candid.
good.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like now it's funny. I was like 19. Now I have an IUD, so I don't really get period. I'm like hoping he like watches this and like texts me back. I don't get
by the
periods
way.
anymore.
It's not like I don't get those anymore. Like, call me.
But yeah,
You're so freaking funny. I'm like, serious. No, like you're such a good storyteller. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to like listen to you tell stories. Like seriously.
I have so many like that wasn't even like the tip of the iceberg.
Nuh-uh.
You want to? You have one more? You want to go? She's like, it's not even everything.
I don't even know. Well, okay, you guys tell one, and I have to think.
Oh God. Well,
we had straight kind of moments just up the.
Oh, well, I hit my head. Okay, I was on a date with this guy that like the guy that tried to split the bill with me.
Yeah.
And he wanted to kiss me, and I like, oh my God, I went to get away from the kiss, and I hit my head really hard on the Uber.
Oh,
that was like.
So you
like,
dodged
like
it.
this?
You dodged it.
Yeah, that was like last week though. That's just why it's at the top of my head.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
I feel like every date I go on, like I do something so embarrassing. I can't even think about it.
You're like, wait, I spaz. Sorry about that. And then we never see each other again. You
Yeah.
are so funny. Wait, can you let everybody know where they can find you? I mean, they know your name, but like your handles and all the things, and where they can find / look for your podcast when it comes out.
Well, my podcast is gonna be on like everything, but help me think of a name. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Yeah,
DM her.
I like more
just-
Becca.
More Becca. Yeah, maybe. Okay, my TikTok and Instagram are just Becca Moore with 3 C's and 3 O's.
Cute.
Thank you so much for coming on. We
Seriously.
appreciate
So fun.
it.
This is the best morning ever.
Everybody, as always, at Straight Candid Podcast. You can find us across all platforms. Please rate, subscribe. Well, rate, subscribe, do all the things. We love you. At Candid Sid is my handle.
I'm at Candid Soph, and we're at Two Hot Takes Studio in LA.
Ooh, let's go. Thank you for being here, Becca. You're amazing.
Thanks,
This
Becca.
is so fun. I love
Bye.
you guys.
Bye.
Okay. I'm like, this is so weird, but I'm obsessed with the way you talk.
Really?
Like, yeah. I like the way you like.
Your
mannerisms are cute. Yeah, I love it.
No, that was not weird at all. That was so fun.
No, you were great.